half Atiku is better than thousands of Buhari.
Buhari is doing the best in Nigeria.
Presidential election.
You're watching Root TV Nigeria, and this is the mood of the nation. Elections is just around the corner, and of course, this is the workers' edition of Mood of the Nation. Everybody's talking about elections. The NLC also conducting its own elections to swear in another administration. And well, Root TV will be talking to workers here to find out what they think about the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari, what they expect as regards the minimum wage, which has been an issue in the last couple of weeks. And then we'll also be talking about who their preferred candidate will be in this coming election. All of this and many more. Join me as I talk to them in the mood of the nation. Welcome. I am Itogi Moore, Edet. All right, it's the mood of the nation, and we are at the NLC convention just to sample opinions of Nigerians on what they feel about how Nigeria is. Elections around the corner, minimum wage crisis is here, and most of them are happy actually because of what they expect from the federal government. But let's sample their moods and understand how it is being a worker in Nigeria and what role they have to play in growing Nigeria's economy. Thank you, Mr. Kenneth, for choosing to talk to us. What do you make out of this convention?
Thank you very much. First and foremost, as you can see, everywhere is calm. Everybody is in a happy mood because right now, the Senate is actually working on the minimum wage that will be implemented after they must have sent it to the presidency for assent to it. I think we are in a very high spirit, and also the NSC is having the opening session of the 12th Nigerian Labour Congress conference, which is taking place today and tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be the election, and today we are here in the opening session. You know, everything is going on well. All the timber and calibers that are supposed to be here, they are here.
Let me just ask Comrade Wale from Lagos. We know there are lots of issues in Lagos regarding Ambode. There was an impeachment plan and all of that. I'm sure Labour has been quiet on it.
You know, we are of Labour movement. We are not. We can't discuss politics. We have our own political movement, which Nigerian Labour Party. But as far as other party or political discussion is concerned, we don't need to discuss here because our conference is going on here, and we are in a set mood. We are in a good mood because of good things that is coming for us from the government, because of the new minimum wage that is coming. So all we are happy is just about that. But politics for us as a Labour movement, we don't really discuss it much.
We were part of the rally that was held in Abuja and was also held across the country. And one message NLC had then was that if any state governor doesn't pay the minimum wage, the workers should not vote for such governor. Do you agree to that?
Yes, even if it's not only the NSC have said that, even the Mr. President have already said that too, that any of the state governor that reviews or doesn't want to pay the new minimum wage should be voted out. Which we, the Labour movement or the Labour Union, we are fully behind that kind of statement that is coming from the office of the Mr. President. So, by and large, we are in very high spirit, and we are waiting eagerly for the pass the bill from the National Assembly. So here we are, and we are still fresh in the new year. So we are expecting a lot of goodies to come by for this new year.
But sir, do you think the 30,000 is enough for a Nigerian worker?
It's not enough for now, but for now we can still manage that.
What if it's increased to 56,000 or 60,000?
Even beyond 56, if it's 120, we will be happy more.
Yes. So what should we expect from the new incoming leadership of NLC?
Yes, you can see it's a continuation of what we have been having in the past 4 years. So we are, and at the same time, we want to for this 12th delegate conference is the continuation of the ABU how do I put it? Quality leadership that we have been experiencing for the past 4 years. We know that it's going to be in a continuation.
But Mr. Kenneth, will you vote for a governor who will not pay you the 30,000 naira as minimum wage?
You know, as my colleague actually said earlier, 30,000 is nothing to write home about. Because a family of 4 children who are in school, including accommodation, believe you me, we are all Nigerians, we go to the same market, 30,000 naira is not enough. You cannot even take somebody home, talk less of being a minimum wage. It's rather too poor. We would have expected the government to at least accepted the proposed 56,000 naira by the Nigerian Labour Congress, but unfortunately, they did not. Even as I'm speaking with you, some state governors are even saying they're not going to pay, that they don't have the ability to pay. And the question is, can they generate internal revenue to take care, at least supplement what they're getting from the federation account?
But let me ask you, see about the state now. You know, Lagos is a rich state. Lagos, they call them the big boys.
Yeah.
They can afford to pay 40,000 naira.
More than.
What about other states, smaller states like Bayelsa, state like Kebbi?
No. The two examples of the state that you have just mentioned. When you want to mention of Bayelsa have small number of workers and the local government, and at the same time they are one of the states that is receiving more of the allocation from the federal government, and the 30% deprivation is there that is coming to Bayelsa too. I believe that all those states are supposed to pay. Look at Kebbi, for example. Here is a governor of Kebbi that he attended this meeting just now. Here is a state like Kebbi that the IGR they used to make before this governor come in, it used to be of low place. But now, low general. But now, with the able governor of that Kebbi state, he can be able to raise the amount of internal generation amount to up to 150-something billion in a year through this rise. And you can see that Lagos State, as a government, partner Kebbi to produce lake rice that we, the Lagosians, have been enjoying from the incumbent governor of Mr. Akinwumi Ambode. So we still want all those states to emulate all those states so that they can be able to have more revenue to themselves instead of them running to the federal government or running to the center almost all the time. At the end of the day, they get little or peanut. Some other states, look at some states like Osun, Ekiti, they are low income generated states. Even, I'm telling you, from reliable sources, there are some months within the state of Osun, maybe they deduct from their borrowing, this and that. At the end of the day, they will not take home nothing less than maybe 5 billion or 6 billion in a month. It's not even enough for them to pay the salary of the worker. Talk less of other capital with something to that.
Let me ask Comrade Kenneth. Now, as a Nigerian, what would you really expect the incoming government to do? I know you're in labor uniforms and you may not want to talk about politics, but it will affect us whichever government comes in. What will you expect from the new administration?
Yes, government is a continuum. They have to start from where this current government will stop, ensuring that the environment for business is conducive, the ease of doing business. In registration of your business, you should not have a lot of obstacles. Then we also have some policies that government need to revisit. They have to review some of those policies that are making it very difficult for FDI to flow into the country. So those are the things, the areas they need to improve. Then also infrastructure. Before a country can be seen to be developed, you have to have infrastructure in place. So we will believe that the incoming government, if this one will still continue, for them to improve on infrastructure, which is one of the basic things that is required for growth of any economy.
But what about the campaigns? I mean, all the presidential candidates, they've been running about promises here and there. Workers will pay you this, will pay you that. Are they all feasible by the time they come into power?
Honestly, it's just politics. It's all politics. We've heard this before. In the past years, they've promised several, lofty items, but at the end of their tenure, maybe 10 or 5% is achieved. So Nigerians should not take some of them seriously. They are just jokers. They are jokers. The two major political parties, we have tested one now. We can see how far they've gone, but we are hoping if Nigerians choose to change the government, so be it. If they want the government to continue, so be it. As a Labour man, and I believe we have a stake as a Nigerian, we have a stake because we need to decide our future, because we are not, Nigeria is not living in isolation of other countries. Therefore, let's just see if this time around there will be a change of attitude.
Who will you root for? As a Nigerian now, not as a Labour man?
As an individual, that decision will be kept within me. I will express that when I approach the polling booth for me to cast my vote to my preferred candidate. So I'd rather keep that one secret.
What do you think our women and children have been taken care of the way it is now? We've seen that the level of poverty seems to have increased. In fact, Nigeria has become the poverty capital of the world. Can we really change that narrative?
It's rather unfortunate that we have to occupy such position because in the past, India has been known to occupy such position. I did mention earlier that certain government policies is actually making Nigerians to occupy that position as the war poverty, The women and kids, as you rightly mentioned, I don't think the government is doing enough. Irrespective of the distribution of 10,000 naira, which they call to assess the poorest of the poor, I don't think that money is even enough to actually bring anybody out of poverty. Because looking at, I mentioned before, a family of 4 with 10,000 naira, what can they do with it? The answer is absolute nothing.
But talking about the social investment program, is this the right time for it? I mean, we thought this was
if this had happened in the past 3.5 years, nobody would raise any eyebrow. But coming up at this point in time, when the election is around the corner, I think it becomes suspicious. People are not seeing it as if they're having a genuine intention to actually implement that project, but rather they're seeing it as vote buying. They're seeing it that you are trying to induce voters to vote for your political parties. To me, I think it's wrong timing, wrong implementation. An individual shouldn't be saddled with that responsibility of going about distributing that money. An agency of government should have been set up that will handle it on that basis, not as an individual. The vice president that is going about distributing that money, to me, is uncalled for.
Thank you very much, Comrade Kenneth, for that. Well, it's the mood of the nation here at Labour Edition. We'll be back with more people. Stay with us.
Now, what is prescribed by the Constitution, Section 16 thereof, is that Nigerian workers shall be paid a national minimum living wage, not a salvation wage, which is being proposed by way of 27,000 naira or 22,000 naira. But the bottom line is that the state governments in Nigeria can pay way beyond the 30,000 minimum wage if the waste in government, corrupt practices are eliminated while priorities are reordered. The business of running governments by contractors and consultants in the country has deprived state governments of a lot of money for development. And like I did say here today, a state like Kebbi, in the heart of the desert, has been able to turn its own economy around. I mean, within the limits of the neo-colonial capitalist system, to the extent that in 1 year, in 2017, that state government was able to generate about 150 billion naira from the sale of rice. At the best of times, Kebbi cannot collect more than 48 billion naira per annum from Abuja. So I believe that each of the state government can invest in agriculture and reap, bountiful harvest and generate revenue to take care of workers, to take care of education and development generally. The campaigns have been very diversionary. The parties have not generally addressed the fundamental issue of underdevelopment and the root cause of our underdevelopment. There's no way Nigeria can operate the neo-colonial capitalist system successfully. You have to mobilize our people to take their destiny in their own hands. We must organize our people to run the affairs of this country. Right now, the bulk of the fund generated in the country is taken away through capital flight. I've just taken up the Ministry of Interior now, which has increased the expatriate quota card from $1,000 to $2,000 per person. 55% of that fund, right, is deducted by an Indian company recruited by Nigeria to collect money for Nigeria. So you have such leakages and diversion of public funds that is going on, even under the government that claims to be fighting corruption and impunity.
That has been Mood of the Nation on Roots TV Nigeria. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on all of our social media portals for updates of these and more. Thank you for watching. I am Itogi Mo Edit.
Half Atiku is better than thousands of Buhari.
Buhari is doing the best in Nigeria.
presidential election.